Will my suffering end once I awaken? Before we can answer this question, we need to delineate between pain and suffering because they're very different. Pain is something that we're going to feel or experience to some extent, even post-awakening, but it won't stick. Suffering is prolonged pain. And so when we're looking at suffering, we see it more as a choice. It actually becomes, post-awakening, it becomes an option. And you'll see this happen as the awakening process unfolds. So pain is something that is part of our makeup in terms of experiencing loss of a loved one. We're going to experience that pain. We're going to experience physical pain. The body still feels pain once we wake up. But suffering, prolonged pain, has to do with our perceptions and our conditioning. So as the awakening process happens and we are unraveling from all that conditioning that goes way, way back, I mean, really, if we look at it from a planetary standpoint, conditioning has been taking place for thousands of years. So suffering becomes an option. It actually becomes a choice. What happens is we have all these conditioned patterns and perceptions and beliefs and preferences, how we see things, and we have programmed or conditioned responses to certain situations, to people. And so there's like an automatic response you'll notice in your life that takes place when something happens that you find annoying or irritating or disturbing. There will be almost like a pushback from it. We tighten up. You'll notice when something comes up that the ego structure doesn't like, because the body will tighten up, and it might be really, really subtle, but the body wisdom will tell you when there's tension happening. You'll feel it in the neck. You'll feel it around the heart space and the chest. You might feel it in the back or the shoulders, but there'll be that tightening. And there'll be a tightening also. There will be a tightening in your perceptions. The mind actually constricts. And when this happens, that's a really big cue that you are in resistance mode. So it's really safe to say that all of your suffering, all of our suffering, collectively and individually, comes from our resistance. We're resisting something that we perceive that we don't like. And remember, what we don't like ties into our preferences. This is part of your ego structure. In fact, we could even say that all conditioning is part of the ego structure, and the ego structure is in itself a constricted, constrained container.